Hi, it's Deacon Tom Anthony. Yeah, so it's a little bit bright in here, I think, but we're doing okay. How you doing? It's about 4:30 in the morning, so my hair is disheveled a little bit, but just wanted to have a little bit of a talk about a little bit of what's going on because some strange things are happening with this coronavirus that need to be addressed and need to be addressed, and we need to bring logic, we need to bring common sense, we need to bring statistics all to the table. And we have to spread the word because right now it's about time days that people are finally rising up. People have had enough. There is something in this country called the Constitution of the United States of America. There's something called the First Amendment, freedom of assembly, freedom of speech, freedom of the press, freedom of worship. These are the things that we hold sacrosanct. These are things that we hold sacred. This is what makes our country different than the entire world. This is what a representative republic is about. Is that these rights cannot be taken away. These rights are guaranteed for us to exercise freely and at all times, even in states of emergency. So the fact of the matter is that because this guarantees us avenues to take when our government starts to become repressive, when our government starts to operate not in our best interest, when our government is operates in a way to fulfill their own selfish intentions instead of doing things in service to us, um, like we elected them to do so. This is important to talk about, and this is important to address because of what's happening right now. All right. Our economy is shut down. All right. The world's largest, most powerful economy is shut down. All right. And the repercussions of that is that the entire world is going into recession. Now, a report just came out from the United Nations, which the United Nations don't like. It's a corrupt organization. Okay. It's a dictators club. And they have never, ever in their entire history ever accomplished any of their missions correctly and succinctly because of the level of corruption in the United Nations. But when they come out with a report that actually emphasizes the damage that they have done and the damage that the world has done after a certain political agenda is pushed, such as shutting down the world's economies in reaction to the coronavirus, um, it's very important to look at this report. So they just came out with a report, and they said because of the global recession that we're going to enter, over 200 to 300,000 children are going to die, and over 20 to 30 million people are going to descend into extreme poverty. That's directly because of the actions of a small amount of individuals who decided for 5 billion people on this planet to shut down the world's economies in reaction to the coronavirus, and when in reality, there were no experts whatsoever who mandated the shutdown of entire countries and economies in reaction to this virus. That's fact. The fact of the matter in this country, United States of America, the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, never ever suggested the shutting down of the nation's economy whatsoever. They did not mandate that. They had a on the CDC's website, the Center of Disease Control's website. For each individual state, they list procedures and policies that were suggested that they follow in reaction to the coronavirus. And none, not one, did they suggest the shutting down of the state. They emphasize the concentration on local communities based on the infection rate of the coronavirus is to do certain things in reaction to it. So it was more of a reactionary stance that they had. They never mandated so. But what you had instead is you had this nationwide and global panic over a virus where it's coming to our understanding now is not as deadly as perceived. The study out of Britain said the United States of America that 2.5 million people were going to die. Absolutely wrong. Then they adjusted the study to 80,000. Absolutely wrong. Now it comes to find out that the mortality rate of the virus is about the same level as the flu, like many of us were saying right now. As of right now, in this nation, last year 65,000 people died of the flu, and a lot more than the coronavirus. So as of right now, the coronavirus, I think right now, if I is we're about at 48,000. So what's the deal here? Why the panic? If it was if 65,000 people die of flu each year, and incidentally, the same population of people who are susceptible to death because of coronavirus are also susceptible to the flu. People who are elderly in their 70s and their 80s have other medical preconditions, heart disease, obesity, type 2 diabetes. All these people are susceptible to the flu, are susceptible to coronavirus. There was another study that just came out of New York and said 94% of the people in hospitals right now with coronavirus have another medical precondition that led to their hospitalization. In other words, they were obese, type 2 diabetes, they had heart disease, they had something else going on that with the coronavirus, it put them into a at-risk category where they had to be hospitalized. So it was their own bad health that got them in the hospital in the first place. I'm not criticizing those individuals. I'm not saying treat them any less than they are. But the fact of the matter is that, again, this makes this virus not as deadly as once perceived. Now, what's happening now is individuals are trying to backtrack and self-justifying the destruction of lives. The destruction of lives is on a global scale. It is staggering. Again, the United Nations, the Dictators Club, the most corrupt organization in the history of civilization, and I am not saying that as an over-exaggeration. It's a terrible, terrible organization. And the fact of the matter is that you have this organization saying, again, 200,000 to 300,000 children that are shut down in the economy. So good job. You're throwing out the baby with the bathwater. All right. So the reaction to coronavirus, but the impact the coronavirus has on the population is that the reaction to it is unjustifiable right now. It's a travesty. It's a failure of government. It's a failure of every single person involved. Yes, even the president of the United States. I'm taking everyone because he's the man at the top. So it's everybody. It's Congress. It's the Democrat Party, the party of racism, rape, murder. We've been over that. And they're also now the party of destruction to the economy to self-serve their own political goals in their life because they want to destroy this economy. They want to control the population. That's what the Democrat Party wants to do. They do not like a representative republic. They loathe the representative republic. They loathe democracy. They loathe the Constitution of the United States. It's socialism what they want, and they want control. If you look at the Democrat Party, that's all what it's about throughout their history. Slavery, control, Jim Crow laws, control. And then we go to 1865, the end of the Civil War. When the African Americans migrated north, they put them in the ghettos. They put them on welfare into a voting bloc. Oh, Planned Parenthood, eugenics, let's destroy the African American race by aborting their babies. That was the focus of Planned Parenthood. That's the only reason why Planned Parenthood was founded, is that the founder of Planned Parenthood had a strategy to set up the abortion clinics in black ghettos and to promote abortions for black babies to get rid of the black race. And Planned Parenthood, Democrat Party. So the Democrat Party not only enslaved the African American people and the black race, they tried to destroy them. And now they're using them as a voting bloc. And what's the result of that? Well, look, Baltimore, Michigan, Cleveland, Cincinnati, and the list goes on and on and on. If you look at all Los Angeles, if you look at all the cities that have been run by the Democrat Party, it's all total destruction, empowerment, and control of the people. And this is the party that individuals in this country want to run the presidency, to run this entire country in the ground. It's wrong. It's wrong. And people might say what I have to say is overreactionary to the fact, but prove me wrong. Debate me, because the fact of the matter is every single point I have is a fact. It's a fact. It can't be refuted. It can't be refuted. So now we have the coronavirus, and it's the same exact thing. The Democrat Party would rather have this economy totally destroyed so they could build it from the ground up, the Green New Deal. That's Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez. Why is she even talking about the Green New Deal when the economy is shut down? She celebrated when oil went into the negative. She celebrated. So as Americans are losing their job, this individual who's supposed to have a degree in economics has turned around and she celebrates the fact. She celebrates the pain of the American people. Again, Democrat Party, the party of the unemployed, and a party of a destroyed economy, because she celebrated. I didn't see any Republican, any conservative celebrate, did they? Please, I beg you, someone prove me wrong. But you can't prove me wrong. That's the fact of the matter. So this is getting worse and worse this way. So we really have to look at that. And we really, really have to concentrate on that. It's time to look at ourselves interperspectively in regards to this, as to see our political figures, who's helping us, who's not helping us, and why are they making decisions. And unfortunately, you'll find that most of our political leaders, especially on the Democrat Party, and I apologize. Listen, I'm not a Republican. I'm conservative. I'm a Tea Party guy, and so I mean, my list of Republicans is what I have to say for them. Same thing, is not good. But the fact of the matter is, when you have one party, the Democrat Party, that's affirmative action, abortion on demand, until including afterbirth. All right, that's the party of Satan, godlessness, unfortunately. And so I'm sorry, godlessness, that's the first thing that has to be confronted. The second thing is the rhinos, Republicans in name only. And truth of the matter is, like, the last great president that we've had is Ronald Reagan. There is no. And all the other ones were globalists. George H.W. Bush was a rhino, globalist. Bill Clinton, rhino. All right, globalist. George W. Bush, same exact thing. Barack Obama, yep. All of them, from HW all the way up to Obama, sold out to China and brought us to this point. So if you want to blame someone for the coronavirus, then you blame H.W. Bush, you blame Bill Clinton, you blame George W. Bush, and Barack Hussein Obama. All of them. All of them. That's their mess. That's where we went. Our industrial base destroyed, put over to China, sold out to China. You remember the Chinese deal, the money-making deal that in the Clinton campaign, Clinton cash? No one cares about that anymore, because you know what? People tend to forget after 6 months. That's a big problem, especially with the millennials. You millennials out there, unbelievable. You tend to forget after 6 months. Read about Bill Clinton. Read about the Clinton cash. Read about Bill Clinton, the rapist. Read about these things and understand it truly, truly, truly. Plus, socialism and communism don't work. Do your history. Read about it. It's very important to do those things right now. So we're at a crossroads right now, because understand this, that the economic shutdown of this country was for one reason alone. And he said to flatten the curve so that the hospital and medical system in this country would not be overridden. Well, guess what? We flattened the curve, so why aren't we opening up? Now they're saying it's to prevent death and to prevent people from dying. That's the big lie, because people are going to die. People need to be exposed to the virus to build up an immunity, antibodies in the system, and that's the main thing. That's how viruses play out. You don't quarantine a safe population. That is wrong. All right? Sorry, breaks. That's scientifically wrong, and it's medically wrong, and it's been proven. You quarantine the sick population. So putting us in quarantine does absolutely nothing. Doesn't save one life. It doesn't at all. It doesn't save one life. All right. You don't quarantine the healthy population. You quarantine the sick population. Now, also know this and remember this. Those who are more susceptible to the disease, stay home. Social distancing. All right. Basically, if you're 70 years old and above, don't come out of the house. Stay home. Don't go to the beach. Don't do this. Healthy people, we should be allowed to do what we want to do, and social distancing. All right, that's it. All right, you have a medical condition that's going to make you more susceptible to the coronavirus. Stay home. All right, don't go out. Wear your mask. That's it. Other than that, the rest of us, the healthy population, go about just like the flu. Ooh, I don't see anyone. I'm in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. So here we are. Commonwealth of Massachusetts. All right. We are currently at 2,360 deaths. My heart goes out to them. Last year, 1,500 people died from the flu. Didn't hear about it. Didn't have a little ticker going, going about that too. All right. So we're having a bad flu year. Sorry to say it, but if you have a a medical condition that makes you more susceptible to the coronavirus, stay home. Rest people should be go out. You have the state of Maine, 400 active cases of coronavirus. Population 1.2 million. Maine's a big state. You have the whole state shut down. So it's the illogical thing ever. All right? We have to stop thinking about this because guess what? What we're doing down now, how is it working? Well, the top 10 states that are having a problem with coronavirus, all right? 9 out of 10 states, all Democrat, all right? That tells you something right there. I apologize, but it's the fact. So you have the party of racism, murder, rape, abortion, affirmative action, Jim Crow, Ku Klux Klan, wrecked economy, socialism, communism, sexism, is that they turn around and 9 out of the top 10 states is they're having a problem with the coronavirus. Extreme lockdown, it's out of control. So good job. Good job. The only one up there that is not a Democrat-run state is Florida. Other than that, yeah, what a coincidence. Makes you want to think. You know, these draconian methods that are happening in Massachusetts. Yesterday, 3,000 people got coronavirus. Wow, we're not even flattening the curve. We're looking pretty good in medical beds. I'll tell you what, some information on that because I'm reading this now. Before I sign off, I like 15 minutes, 20 minutes. But so 3,900 people in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts are hospitalized right now because of coronavirus. All right. So 3,900 are hospitalized. We currently have 18,000 hospital beds, including ICU beds, in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts available. 9,000 are empty right now. So 3,900 hospitalized as coronavirus, 9,000 beds empty. We're in good shape. We're not overwhelmed. Time to open the economy again. But no, we're not going to. All right. You know, there's something bigger going around there. There's something happening. All right. I'm going to go into it in my next little podcast going on, but there's something happening. And yes, it's worldwide, global conspiracy, absolutely new world order. Absolutely. It all works. Trump exposed the deep state. You know what's happening. All right. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. But you know what? Here's a little bit of a little teaser. Event 201. All right. Look it up and Google it. I'll talk to you a little bit more about it later. I'm going to go get some sleep maybe or go for a run. I got plenty of time. I got time on my hands. Thank you. Prayers for you. Stay safe.